So welcome back to the Bootroom Podcast. Special guest today, Nnamdi Nwachuku. So welcome back to the Bootroom Podcast. Now today we've got a very special guest, Nnamdi Nwachuku. But first of all, obviously, Jamie McCready, welcome back.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And Nnamdi, thank you for joining us. How are you?
Pleasure to be here. Absolutely buzzing to be here.
Good. So obviously your early days then growing up. Talk to us about what it's like to grow up in Nigeria and the sort of style of football over there.
So it's very different. I think we were talking about this earlier. Playing in Nigeria is just enjoyment, like pure enjoyment. Like I said earlier, like it's you're not afraid to lose the ball. You're trying all sorts of tricks and whatever with your mates in like a full-on, 12, 13, 15 v 15, a whole village, trying to get to the same ball, but we're all like enjoying it just for the enjoyment, really. So that's what it was like for me. I mean, I moved to this country. I moved to the UK when I was 11. So I remember those, 8, 9, 10, 11, playing in Nigeria, and it's just simply joy, no consequences.
Well, I'm really interested to know about Nigeria's football as a whole. Could you give us an insight to that?
Yeah, I mean, I've been here too long. I've been here almost 20 years now. I've been in the UK almost 20 years now, and that I can't really give you like what it is like currently, because I'm not there. I'm not that informed about it. Hopefully we'll do in the near future. But back then, there was no business aspect. There still isn't that much business aspect to it. Not anywhere near we have here in Europe. So a lot of people gather. You have kids that that come out at 10 a.m. and they're on the football pitch till 7 p.m. They quickly run in, eat, and back out again. But in terms of like the organised football, unfortunately, is non-existent. And the ones and the people that do have that set up, very far and few. It's the quality is not where I think it should, but it still doesn't take away the fact that the country, as Nigerian kids, and the country as a whole, absolutely obsess and love football. We really do.
Obviously then, as a youth in England, you started off at Reading and Colchester. You didn't actually make a senior appearance at Colchester, but they're a big club, so I suppose you were still getting quite a lot of experience with them.
Yes. I was my second year. I spent a lot of time with the first team, a lot of sessions with the first team. Learned a lot from a lot of the first team players. Unfortunately, didn't make an appearance. Travelled to a fair few games with them, and just never happened. A lot of it, the opportunities were there, but I didn't recognise them, and also I don't think I prepared myself well enough to be frankly honest with you.
So over time, did you ever change position? Because we all know where you play now, but back in the day, did you ever play elsewhere?
No, I persisted. Not that I persisted. I'm a terrible defender, so anyone can beat me. So what I do very well when it comes to defending is use my pace to sort of get in front of the ball and then try a screen. The moment I try to engage, the person has gone past me. I have no defensive bone in my body. So I've maintained those top three positions. So I can play off the right, I can play off the left, and obviously a striker myself. So yeah, I've never tried to change. Can't play number 10 because you've got a track with that, and like I said, I can't keep all of players to save my life. So yeah.
Have you ever been asked though to play out of position? Have you ever been said, "Oh, can you fill in the midfield or can you fill in left back today"? Has that ever happened to you during your career?
Yeah, under 21 game. I think it was against West Ham for Colchester United. We I was on the bench, started on the bench, and our midfield 10 player got injured. And Gaffers looked at me, told me to warm up, put me in there and change. And I think he made the change. I think it was like 7 or 8 minutes into me being in the centre of the pitch, and he said, "No, out you go out to the left." so yeah, that was it. The very first time I tried it, didn't work. Tried it a few times in training, but yeah, I'm all gas, no brake when it comes to football. Try to create and try to shoot. So keeping me up top is probably the best decision.
So when you were playing for Colchester, was it a nervous thing for you? Have you ever had nerves in your career?
Yeah, like, it's always nerve wracking, but we love that though, don't we? Like, it's like any competitive environment. For me, I love that. I love that feeling, that butterflies or that weakness to your legs, and I absolutely love that. I don't know what I'm going to do when I stop. How I'm going to get that when I stop playing football. It's almost addictive, but it is nerve-wracking to play at those that level of football, because you're looking around and you're seeing players that you admire. Like I see pros that that moved from higher clubs that you're now training with, and you just watched them on TV last season. So every part of it is nerve-wracking, but it's fantastic because you end up pushing yourself. You end up setting your standards to some of these guys. I remember Clinton Morrison arriving at Colchester United, and I'm like, what is going on here? I'm sat, in a changing room with him, and the guy, it's all day banter, and I'm watching him in training do this, even at like 35 at the time, playing, doing these things in training, and you just have to set the standards. You just have to look up to those guys and say, look, this is what I'm trying to do. And yes, you're nervous, but you have to get hold of it and try and be present and part of it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Now, something we actually all got in common here, we're all strikers. I'm not sure if you know,
some better than others, I'd probably suggest.
Yeah. But leading on to that point then, you made it very, very clear that you are a striker. Over 100 goals and 100 appearances for Coggeshall Town. That is quite an accolade.
Yeah. I mean, it was enjoyable at the time. I mean, I enjoyed the football. It was at a level where I could do that. I just come out of professional football. Wasn't too aware of the levels. Didn't have a clue about non-league and what the levels were and what they were. So signed for Coggeshall and I think I spent about 4.5 years there and three promotions, I believe. Yeah. And it felt like home. It was home for those years, and we did some really good things. Yeah. So
well, clearly you have, yeah.
So from what I can understand, the Tharlo non-league, is that regionalised? Because I think I've heard of this league before. So is this near us, Hertfordshire sort of way?
It is made like, I think those leagues are like divided in 4. Like each region has their version.
Okay. So what I wanted to ask though was to balance this alongside your normal work life early on in your career, but still get 101 goals. How did you do it?
I mean, at the time, I tried to go into university. I went to Richmond. I signed up to Richmond University, and I hadn't immediately gone straight into work, and that was even tougher to go to uni and play for a side in Essex. I mean, don't forget, it's I was doing about 700 round trip a week. Yeah, like traveling miles. Wow. Yes, going up there and back. So it was tough, and obviously I had to make my lectures, make my lectures, get to games, get to train, and it was very tough. Which one of the main reasons why I had to drop out of the course, but something had to go, and it definitely wasn't football.
That's the thing, like people have priorities. And obviously, what I was going to ask you was, growing up then, obviously you're heavily interested in football. With your parents, were they more like academical? Were they like, have a balance and that's okay?
My mum is so academical. Like my mum is probably one of the reasons why I am the way I am today, in terms of where I have to have a level of balance, right? You can play all you want, but also you have to like meet a certain standards elsewhere, in terms of not so much. She didn't pressure me too much in terms of academics, but she wanted me to get the degrees and the certificates and stuff. So, till today, I still hold myself to those levels, to those standards in whatever I do. She would always ask me, like, this thing that you're doing, what is the end goal? And then once that's done, or once you reach that goal, where's the next? Where does that take you to? And then, she almost forces you to build a ladder to God knows where. But, so that, but my dad is so, he wouldn't agree with me saying this, but I think he's such a free spirit in terms of the way he lives. He goes to whatever country he wants, he stays where he wants, and he does, he has like multiple businesses that he doesn't even know, like, he has so many businesses. And so I get that aspect from him, but also I have like this structure from and none of it is football or sports related, like focus. None of them are one thing focused, They've always, given me the platform to explore multiple things. And, it will be an abomination for me to just focus, in my household anyway, in terms of like my parents' definition, to just say like, okay, I'm a marketer, or I'm a football player, but they'll be like, okay, cool story. Then what next? Do you get what I mean? So
pretty humble background, right?
Quite, very, I
can tell by the way you're talking, it's like really humble, and which I respect big time. But I want to know if football wasn't an option, and I know part-time now and things like that, but let's just say in an ideal life away from football, what would you want to do?
I'd want to live like my dad, but have the cool head and structure of my mother. So I'd want to live in a farm somewhere.
In England?
Somewhere, anywhere.
In where?
There are lots of farms around here. And just try and. I definitely won't be in the corporate world. I'm a village boy. That's what I define myself as. If I'm very much like, out in the sticks, growing my own crops type. Yeah, absolutely. Growing my own crops type of person.
Any pets?
Yes, I had a dog back in Nigeria called Skiddo. I have a cat now called Princess.
Oh.
So I hopefully in the future we can get some chicken and some pigs in the back garden. You know what I mean?
I should have a donkey as well.
Hopefully, yeah.
Do you know what though? I'm not a big fan of cats, but I suppose when there's a cat around you, you can't really help but to stroke it. But what's your favourite breed of dog?
Oh, I love huskies.
Oh,
I love huskies. I think they have this presence, but they have this presence about them because of their sheer size and like, but also they're very gentle. Yeah. They're very gentle dogs.
One dream that I want is just to live in a house just full of dogs. Yeah,
I mean,
I hear it.
Yeah. That'd be nice.
Yeah,
that'd be good.
Yeah. So obviously you spent time at Welling, spent time at Marlow, but it never really had the same effect as Coggeshall did. But then you went to Sudbury. Well,
you're right. You are right.
From the notes form. But then you went to Sudbury after that, and that's where it took off again. 49 goals and 44 appearances. So you score goals. You're a goal machine.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing though. Like, I think that's so interesting for from my perspective. Somebody's saying that you score goals, as in I score goals. When I hear that these days, I instantly, I don't know if I'm just, trying to be humble or whatever, but I instantly think of all the people that make it happen, kind of thing. Like,
makes sense.
I never take credit for the goals I score. I always instantly get in awe of how the person created it for me. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, so you're more into like the assists to get your goal,
Like, I feel like a number 9 he could stick a rock in the middle of the goal and you kick a ball at it and it hits it and goes in the net. Like, that's my definition of like, that's what I see when somebody say you're a goal machine, like you're a goal scorer.
Yeah.
I think to myself, anyone can score, but can you create, kind of type thing,
Yeah.
So,
fair enough.
Yeah.
You played against Whittam somewhere down in your career. And there's obviously a big fan called James Beardwell, right?
Yes. James. Yeah.
Do you know him?
Yeah. Well, I don't know him.
Oh, right.
Yeah. But when you're playing, you can hear him.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I want to know about the fan support. And I know every club's got fans, right?
Yeah.
But I'm talking like really localised, like my local team or your local team.
Yeah.
People actually follow these guys around their regional leagues or whatever. And I always think that someone like James is quite an inspiration to the fan bases of these clubs. But what is it like for a player like you? Does it really urge you on when there's less, but there's a lot of support coming from a few?
You know what? Like for players, we always where we have like presence of like fans are, like, for instance, when you travel to like a 2-hour game and you have like those 5 fans or like 10 fans or whatever who are singing and even making more noise than the 100 local fans, it genuinely does boost you on. It does make the difference. Do you know what I mean? Like, in the back of your mind, like, you need to go into that tackle. You need to, like, take care of that chance and try and put it past the keeper, because these people have traveled. Some stay overnight, some take days off of work, Tuesday nights and stuff like that, and they make the effort. They travel to support us, like 100 miles away, sometimes more. And and really, like you said, it does make the difference. It really does boost you.
That season at Sudbury, you were awarded the Golden Boot for the Isthmian North. So obviously, I know you said that you don't like to look at you scoring goals as like all the credit, but I suppose you have to take some credit. You got the Golden Boot for a reason, right?
Should have brought it in. Could have had a display.
On display, yeah. Obviously, not only that, sorry, but you also travelled significant distances. You were living in Reading at the time, and you're still delivering top performances week in, week out.
Yeah. I mean, again, I have to. Thinking about that season, I always think to myself, like, how can you recreate that? How can I sort of, when I speak to managers in terms of like moving to a club or like, and they ask me, how do you, most managers will ask you, how do you think, you work best? What can we do to assist you in getting 25, 30 goals, like, or whatever. I always think back to that season, the sort of environment that I had, from the management to the assistant managers and to the, I used to come out before everybody before a game with one of the assistant managers, and I would do close distant like passes, because I knew I wouldn't get much possession, much ball, like much ball time in the game. So I'd get that out of my system, and then I'd take like at least 30 shots. I'd go before I even warmed up, right? So all of these things basically helped me, do those numbers. You have Saka, Saka-san, who I was talking to. No. He's I think he's at step 1 now.
Oh, okay.
He's at Maidstone now.
Yeah,
doing really well. Who used to absolutely rip it up and get those crosses. I'd stay away because the guy had dribbling skill was incredible. Get the ball in. You have Josh Stokes, who is now playing in the championship.
Oh, really?
Right.
Before.
Is it, I don't want to say the wrong name. Yeah, Cardiff.
Oh, okay.
Is it?
Let me find it.
Yeah,
Bristol City.
Bristol City. Why do I always confuse Cardiff with Bristol?
They're quite near each other, to be fair, aren't they? Wales and
I
Bristol.
thought Bristol was in Wales.
Yeah. So he, after that year, he, moved on and, played for Aldershot and, signed for Bristol City and, now is on the verge of regular first team. He's had a foot injury now. But, these guys, I used to stay out of their way and stay in the box, and they would supply me to. So back to my point, I just can't, it doesn't matter. I'm sorry, but I can't take credit for those goals. I know I scored them, but the guys did it. Those guys down the flanks did it for me.
So what's your celebration then? Did you not celebrate that?
I had so many celebrations with all of them. Though I had we used to talk about it before games. Me and Josh Stokes, we used to do a celebration each time. We did the C's and the handshakes and it was a good year.
Yeah.
Good year.
We've had quite a few guests who have gone through the ranks at Welling, specifically coaches.
Yeah, a few. Yeah,
trying to think. We had
coaches.
Ross.
Yep.
Was Andy there? I think maybe Andy was there.
Driscoll was there for a part.
Our most recent guest is Hugo.
Yep.
And so we know quite a few people that have gone through the ranks there. So I wanted to ask, what's it like for you when you were around that team, that environment? Because they've just sacked their manager after signing him not too long ago. So I think it's been a turbulent couple of years at the club for them.
Yeah, I mean, you asked me. I think you asked me earlier, what the difference was, playing in Nigeria and playing here. And I said, lack of consequence in Nigeria. And when you play football back there, obviously it's not a huge business that it is here. Football, it doesn't matter in this country. If you're at a decent level, there's consequences for everything. There's so much data now that, if you lose the ball in certain areas of the pitch, and you're having meetings about it on Tuesday nights. You know what I mean? So it's a business. You have to. My only thing is you have to, from players to managers to backroom staff. You have to return on investment. The fans are relying on you. The chairman is relying on you, and if you don't do the job, unfortunately, that's just how the game is right now. And sometimes that pressure does, push teams to implode. The pressure you can have. I know a team right now that just keeps losing in our league.
Who is it?
Just keeps losing in our league, but Bracknell.
Bracknell Town. Oh, okay.
Bracknell. I've heard.
Look at that lineup and tell me now that team should not be competing for top 8, top 5.
Oh, really?
Do you know what I mean?
What? So it's a talented group of players, but they're just not performing to their level.
The manager's
you
fault.
look at that line. They've changed managers 5 times. So
That's the reason.
So,
Watford are the same, right?
So the pressure, the investment, they have to have return on investment, right?
Yeah.
So you can't. Yeah.
The facilities then throughout your career, was there ever a moment where they were really good and then maybe at the next club they weren't as good, or was it consistently?
Yeah.
Can you name names, please?
Yeah. Marlow. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a few. Luckily, I'm at Oxbridge right now. They have one of the best pitches I love playing on Astra. I know 90% of players hate it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of it.
Yeah.
Can't do slide tackles on
ball
there.
could just move.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a good point. Those side tackles are actually a thing unless you want to have leg burns.
I did a knee slide once. God knows what that would have been like with Astro.
You can't do knee
That's
slides.
brave,
on
isn't
Astra.
it?
Yeah, it was brave.
Blimey.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I've obviously trained in some really horrible pitches, but yeah.
Have you got any weird training experiences?
Oh, weird training experiences. I was at a club recently. I trained at a club in the summer where the local 7-a-side team came and kicked us out the pitch and took over. The club had rented out our training pitch to the local boys. So we're trying to train, get ready for the season, and a bunch of guys had turned up. Some of them smoking fags, drinking their Red Bull, and told us to do one. Well, because they'd booked this.
And what was your response?
I couldn't believe it, to be honest with you. I'd never experienced that before. So that's got to be up there with one of the weirdest training
I've
experiences.
not heard like that before.
Nor have I don't know. There's been a few.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
This is supposed to be like a semi-pro club.
Yeah.
Right? So this should not happen. You know?
Absolutely
Did you not ask them for a game?
Sorry?
I would have asked the 7-a-side not for a game.
Whoever wins gets to keep the.
Exactly.
Or get the contract.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Braintree and Cheshunt up next. Obviously, again, you didn't play too much of Braintree compared to like Coggleshaw and obviously Sudbury. But what was the change like? Again, it's another new club.
Yeah. You're making me sound like I have been to a few clubs, to be fair. Braintree was off the back of a good season at Sudbury, right? And I needed something familiar. I needed like a club where I knew I could settle into quite quickly without the whole introductory period and stuff like that. I just wanted to hit the ground running. It going from, I think the previous year, I was spoiled with the attacking options and with the guys down the flanks that I had and Chatting, Harrison Chatting, one of my ex teammates that I played with at Sudbury. He does not want to shoot. So what does he do? He lays it off to me to shoot. Gets me in good positions and lets me shoot.
That's ideal for you, though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's perfect for me. Thank you very much. Like, if I miss 3, the 4th time he gives it to me because he doesn't want to shoot.
Yeah.
And like I said, those 2 guys down the flanks, would just be bombarding me with the ball in like great position. So, like I said, spoiled the previous year. It wasn't for lack of effort that it didn't work at Braintree, but I had to adapt quite quickly to a different, set of teammates, and at a higher level where the club also were really reaching for something. We're going. The previous year they'd lost in the playoffs, right? So that season in particular, they wanted to push on. So there wasn't really the time for me to sort of, build that chemistry with anyone. They wanted me to hit the ground running, and unfortunately, those first 4 games that I played, one Spawny goal, and a few, and like 2 of those games was on the bench, and it just didn't go as planned.
Wasn't consistent then, was it?
No, it wasn't at all. So, and it happens. Like I said, it's return on investment. No club in non-league wants to develop you. They all have their dream, right? So it is what it is. So that was that.
So the limited time you did get in the National League South, what was that like? What was the environment like? Because I know there's a big step up when you go into National League South or North. So what was the step up like for you physically as a player, but also perhaps off the pitch as well?
The thing I can rely on, the thing I can rely on at the time anyway, that's like 2 years ago. The thing I can rely on is my pace and my aggression, right? So that is fine. What I needed to work on, what I needed a bit more time to figure was that 5% increase, that 5% quicker reaction time. It wasn't huge, but it was noticeable to me, where the previous year I can afford to take a touch and get my head up, but that first sort of 4 games, you have to keep the ball moving. You have to receive the ball on the move. You can't stop. You need to already know where you're going and know where the tackle is coming in from. So again, it wasn't a huge difference, but that, it was like a 5% difference that I just needed to get used to, that I didn't really get the time to. So yeah, there was a slight difference, but it wasn't unheard of. I'd played against that step of players before, much better, and done well. But then
obviously you said about it's important to hit the ground running, which you did at Cheshunt in your hat.
Cheshunt, not chestnut or whatever you said.
Cheshunt, okay. Cheshunt. Whatever it is.
Chestnut.
There are some players that you can't pronounce. So
no, there's none.
Pau Kubasi, for spring to mind.
Pau Kubasi.
Yeah, there we go. Anyway, hat-trick and 3-1 win v Bognor Regis Town. That's how you start. And obviously you had a great time at, well, dare I say it, Cheshunt.
Cheshunt, yeah. I produced some numbers at Cheshunt, not as much as I could have or should have. I always look internally, personally. I always, you'll never catch me blaming everything else but myself in terms of performance and how I play and football. But Cheshunt, I'm sorry, but you can't use 65 players in a season and expect any sort of chemistry from anyone.
65 players, you say?
Yeah. It was like an airport. I'm sorry. It was like an airport lounge. Every single week, you're having to learn people's names. And I don't mean Saturdays. I mean, you turn up on Tuesday, you're learning 5 people's name. On Thursday, those people don't exist. New set of people turn up and you learn their name. And then on Saturday, the Thursday guys are mixed with some new guys who are starting, right? So,
That's not helpful for you, is it?
Not helpful for anybody, whatsoever.
The top clubs keep their starting lineups consistent, and that's what they
Thank
achieve.
you very much.
Exactly.
Thank you very much.
And to have 65 players that's remarkable.
Please look it up, because I'm telling you now, it can't be far off. Honestly, 2022, 23, 23, 24 seasons, it was in the 60s.
Really?
That many people, that many players registered in and out, actual played games. Wow. Honestly.
Yeah.
Now, think about the people that turned up to play, to train.
Yeah.
If you played 60-odd players, now think about the traffic of players training. You could get 2 games, 2 games every training session. It was mental. I think I registered 19 games 19 goals that season. But
that's unbelievable.
I really pushed myself that year.
It says in 23-24 there's 30 to 35. That doesn't do it justice, I don't think.
I don't know, man.
Might be playing it on the low for Google.
I think a couple names got reused in that season, I can't lie.
I had a bad experience at Cheshunt. That was the cup final.
Oh, that's that's what I was on about earlier, about the cup finals. We both lost one, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But
one of them was in Cheshunt.
Yeah.
Right, what, the pitch?
Yeah.
Oh.
We hate Cheshunt around here, right?
No, I don't hate anyone.
So after Cheshunt, then I suppose after you've gone through a turbulent time and you are looking to still get back into football and get back into the swing of it, where did you decide to go? What did you decide to do?
After Cheshunt, the following summer I wanted to to go to a team where I could spend some time. I could have like minimum of 2 seasons, sort of like build chemistry with kids. I'm such a, chemistry type player. Like I want to know what you're doing. I want you to know what I'm going to, like, do you know what I mean? Without any sort of communication. It's so important. So I wanted to, go to a club that had that sort of, base of players that I can sort of work my way into. So I spoke to Basingstoke, and Basingstoke seemed like, I knew a lot of the players. I knew Granty, I knew Ferdy, I knew like these guys I've known for like 15 years, 10 years. Like I played against when I was like in year 7 and stuff. So,
oh wow!
And their facilities were great. The manager, unreal guy. Like honestly, he can't speak.
Dan Brownlee.
No, honestly, great guy, great guy. And his staff and just the way he goes about things. Well, with me anyway. So I thought, but then I feel like I've put pressure on myself because I really wanted it. Do you know what I mean?
He emphasised that they've been tracking you for a while and they wanted to bring you to Basingstoke.
Yeah. So it was about 2 or 3 seasons where a few of the guys that played for him had mentioned for me to go over and stuff like that. But I had like obviously like deals elsewhere and stuff like that because. But yeah, like I ended up going to conclude on your question. I ended up going to Basingstoke again. Loved it, but then, like I said, I felt like I put pressure on myself to perform and like to do things where I ended up doing things that weren't natural and it just got complicated upstairs, like when you start forcing yourself and forcing it, it just gets all tangled up on your head though, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah. So
after that though was one that I'm looking forward to talking about, Gosport Borough. Now obviously know that I came down one of the games
you did.
against Merthyr Town.
Yeah.
Who, funnily enough, we actually
what a game to come to.
We took a trip to Merthyr ourselves last year actually.
Yeah.
Last summer, August. But obviously, it was against a high flying Merthyr side who obviously ended up getting promoted.
Yeah.
And it was tighter than the scoreline looks.
Yeah.
Obviously, in the first half, you took the lead.
Yeah.
Ashley Yearwood was it that scored the penalty in the game for Gosport. But I remember thinking that you were definitely one of the biggest threats in the game.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean that was a good game. I remember that game, and I remember speaking to you. I think on Instagram. That you turned up and thanks for coming. Like
it's an excuse to go. It's a lovely area, Gosport.
Does his research, doesn't he? You know what I mean? Scouting the players before he interviews.
Well, I didn't know that it's quite close to here, Gosport. It's a Brighton area, right?
Portsmouth.
Portsmouth.
So,
Portsmouth.
I mean, the funny story, funny anecdote from that trip actually was we drove down to Portsmouth and we got a 2-minute ferry from Portsmouth to Gosport,
right.
and then carried on in a taxi because that's the only way you could get there. It was either an hour's drive around. You could take a £7 ferry.
Really?
And that's the quickest way to do it for us. But the pitch was unbelievable.
Yeah,
like, it's a lovely ground. It really is. It's
Did you
a really
step
nice
on the
ground.
pitch? Did you come in?
Probably pitch evaded, didn't he?
No, I didn't go on the pitch, but I did a walk around the pitch,
Right.
obviously.
Oh, okay.
So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it wasn't the best.
Maybe
of
the
pitches.
grass was high. They've changed it now, though.
Oh, have they?
Yeah. So it wasn't that great.
They upgraded it.
No, they upgraded it. They've put a 4G pitch on there now. So yeah, they've done really well. The thing, Gosport was a disappointing one for me because I felt like I got the time that I needed to like settle in, right? The thing with me is like the settling period. Like I'm quite an awkward person, like in real life. Like like I sort of gauge everything too much. Do you know what I mean? So I got the time that I needed to settle in, and then I started like sort of performing. I was playing off the left wing, felt like I was, got a few assists. Now started taking players on, started getting my groove in. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, feeling at home kind of thing. And when they said to me, to come back this season, I was buzzing. It was like 3 games or 4 games before the season ended. I was really excited because I was like, I feel like I could get back to like the flary, goal scoring, sort of like laid back, confident Nams. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, like it was disappointing that we never got the deal done in the summer. But yeah, it was. I honestly have great things to say about the fans. Incredible.
The fans are brilliant. They
the
made a
fans
right noise,
always
didn't they?
Proper.
And there were quite a few hundred there at least.
Yeah,
but I think it was actually
honestly,
thousands. I think that day. It was a very sunny day as
well.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they pull some great fans. They pull about 1,200 fans. Like,
yeah, they did.
And really good.
That's the level of non-league, I suppose.
It is, yeah.
I don't know. Somewhere down the line, this is a fact. I think so. In non-league, you can play on the day as long as you're registered by like 10 a.m. Is that right?
Something like that.
Yeah, right. So there's a rule
like
like that.
I think it's like by midday Friday.
Right.
Is it?
So is there any chance I can sign up and join you for the season? I'm in need of a club.
I'll drop the gaffer's number. You can talk to him about that.
But what I'm really keen to know is about the formation and if that changes your element of the game. So I suppose if you're playing a 5-4-1, you haven't got the wingers in some aspects.
In some aspects, yeah.
Does it change your game?
Yeah, well, depending on where I'm playing, if I'm the one doing the legwork, then I might be missing for a few of those runs. But yeah, like if we're playing 3-3, 4-3-3, I like to start on the left side.
Oh.
Because you can sort of cut in and shoot. Secondly, playing up top, but then I want to be as central as possible. I want to be like, I don't want to be, a lot of the outlets will be down the flanks, sort of like, you going out, but that pulls me away from the goal where I want to be. I don't mind doing that. Like, I'm happy to do that, but then I need the manager to recognize that, this formation we played, it dragged me out of the central area where I really want to play if you're playing me as a striker, sort of thing. So yeah, like you guys know, every formation has its responsibilities. You have to cover certain areas and stuff like that. So
no, obviously Walthamstow was very brief, right?
Walthamstow, oh my God,
that's the thing. I know the story about that. Am I right in saying that there were they signed 3 players all at the same time, including yourself, and it sort of meant that there was not much money left to invest elsewhere? Was that it, or
where did you hear this from?
Well, Lou. My aunt, yeah. Apparently.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Walthamstow is a weird one. Walthamstow is what is wrong with non-league football. Walthamstow.
Right down the aisle.
Yeah, that's what is wrong with non-league football. You can't sign 3 players and expect magic. I'm sorry, you cannot. It's a 11-player thing. You can't sign 3 players and expect magic. And that was exactly what happened. You can't give all your money to 3 players.
No, of course you can't.
And actually, I'm hearing in the changing room that some of the players had money deducted. Like, do you know what I mean? For other players to come.
Oh wow!
But it's not feasible.
Works, no,
it's not feasible. Like, you have to be able to manage a certain a certain amount of players and pay them well enough for them to turn up and put on a performance.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work like that, man. Like, you can't do that. No. Obviously, it didn't work because they called me up and said, "Oh, because of the money we're paying you, and what you've produced in the off season, we don't think is working." I said, "You're right."
Yeah, so it was mutual, I imagine.
Yeah, of course it was.
Yeah.
I had a contract. I could have, been thinking asked about it, but there was no need. I thought so. Actually, that game, that training session, a conversation needed to be had, and we had the conversation. We shook hands on it. We agreed, and the next 12 hours, I was where I should have been in the first place, which was Oxbridge.
Yeah.
Lou's been busy then. She's been here all the entire
That's where I get quite a lot of the
our team meet, our one-to-ones have nothing to do with work. It's just football.
She mentioned, she mentioned.
Yeah, no, Lou is a
Does Lou support a team?
Well, that's what I go to Brentford with, yeah.
Oh, she's a Brentford fan.
Yeah, she's
Brentford.
Brentford
The Ultras are Brentford behind you, mate.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
All I know Walthamstow is on the Victoria line. That's the only place I know the place as. So I've never been. But
you need to honestly, you need to come.
Really?
Yeah, you need to come and check out. It's right here. It's like 15 minutes from here.
Oh, really?
It's literally not even 15 minutes. 10 minutes.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it true?
Oh.
Sorry, Oxbridge, not Walthamstow.
No, yeah,
Walthamstow.
Oh, okay. I thought you said
Oxbridge.
no. Yeah, come to Oxbridge. No, don't go to Walthamstow. Don't go there.
I'm really keen to know about your outside of work as well, because I know in the build-up to games it could also get a bit confused. If I'm doing a 9 to 5 and on the weekend I'm playing a game, my mind's just on the game.
Yeah,
so that can't be the same for you because you've got businesses on the side.
Yeah, luckily, I've been at my work for long enough to sort of not use too much of my brain cells to do it. Don't tell Louis that.
No. She's definitely watching this podcast.
She will be watching. Yeah.
So So I sort of get the work done, and I'm not too stressed. Come 5 o'clock. Do you know what I mean? Or 4:30, which is when I finish on match days. And so it's. I mean, I used to travel up to Essex. Like, this is nothing. Like, just
it's very near. Yeah.
So So I'm used to it. You just get used to it, I guess. I've done this for what 13 years now.
Yeah.
So
has your pre-match routine ever changed?
I don't have a set routine.
Okay.
I just the only thing I do is before I get onto the pitch, I say my prayers and then I play. That's it. No,
that works for you, I imagine.
Yeah, it works for me.
Well, if you've got if you've got a 12:30 kickoff, what do you have for breakfast?
I have this. Well, you've caught me there. I have a 12:30 kickoff. I wouldn't eat. I wouldn't eat.
What would you eat for
a match day?
Yeah,
I would have 2 toast, tiger bread.
Ooh.
I'd have peanut butter with honey and bananas. That's my match day.
No meat in there?
Meat?
Yeah.
No.
Meat with toast.
Meat with toast. Sausages. That could class as meat.
Okay, then peanut butter, like chicken peanut butter.
No meats. No. I prefer to play hungry.
Really?
So I would actually wake up and have my breakfast by 10 latest. Preferably, I have it by 9:30, and then I would have an apple in between. And then I'd really want my stomach to feel as empty as possible by
hungry
3 p.m.
Yeah,
hungry, sharp. Yeah.
But in a game for Uxbridge, you scored against Gosport, your former side.
Yeah.
When that goal went in, was it like, I mean, I know in the Premier League you have like no celebration. Is that a thing in National League, or was it like, I'm happy to score for Uxbridge?
I was happy to score for Oxbridge.
Yeah.
There was no sort of... There was no reservation not to celebrate. I mean, I don't owe them anything. I offered my services. They said that they needed and wanted my services. Didn't act on it. I went elsewhere and I do my job there. I tried to do my job there anyway. So I have nothing against them. Actually, I spoke to a lot of the fans, a lot of the local fans, and after the game, and we had a drink together and had a laugh. And one of the assistant manager after the game said, "Oh, Nams," I'm like, "Don't act like you haven't seen me this whole time. Like, I literally played 70 minutes.
Yeah, so 70 minutes. I know. And then
I played 70 minutes, 75 minutes, scored.
Yeah.
And you're acting like you just seen me for the first time. No, but like I said, there was no reason for me not to celebrate.
No, okay, fair enough.
So,
yeah.
You've got some interesting teams in your league. Havington, Waterlooville. I know Oliver's a big fan of Hanwell Town, so we might have to head down to Hanwell.
Okay.
But I'm actually really keen to go to
teams, yeah.
Walton and Hersham.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good team.
That's
The
right,
youngest
Andy.
football club owners in the UK or the world, actually.
Yeah.
And also Farnham Town, who are 100% going to be up there for the title race, right? They've got Harry Cooksey just come off of Love Island. Bobby Joe Teller, who's in next week.
Cooksley is in this league, is he?
Yeah.
That's
he is,
crazy.
yeah. Would you
I
ever
was at
consider-
Reading with Cooksley.
Really?
Yeah. The guy hasn't changed. He's still crazy as anything.
Yeah.
Man.
Do you agree with him going on Love Island? Would you ever consider going on Love Island yourself?
Oh, absolutely.
You'd go on Love Island?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah, why not?
Would you like yourself to win it?
Would I back myself to win it? No. I'm not that composed. No, I think he's, you know, if you have, like I said, like if you have a brand or like you have a concept of a brand, like you want to pursue in the future, why not? Like that's at least 100,000 followers when you come out. And then you can start build. What he's same age as me, right? So 30, 31, right? So give it 4 more years before, you know, he really needs to like start thinking about something else. I think he's smashed out of the park. Perfect time.
So you would go on Love Island?
I wouldn't go on Love Island.
You wouldn't?
No.
You would never consider that?
No, I would not that. If I think I've had the opportunity and I've not to, obviously there are steps. There's like a million steps before. But no.
Go on Love Island. We'll see you one day.
I mean, as I say to him quite often, what I live by is that you only live once. You've got to take every opportunity that you can.
Thank you.
Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, certain opportunities you have to like
You have to
say
grasp
no
it,
to,
right?
but
of course,
but a lot of it
within reason.
within reason.
Take them when you can.
Yeah, absolutely.
So last one from me then. What's next after football? Because obviously, actually, I had to get it in that you do have your own clothing brand as well.
Yes, New Nivera.
Oh.
New
So
Nivera.
what's it like to balance a clothing brand around football, around a job?
Yeah, I mean, just like the uni took a back step for football, clothing brand took a huge back step for work and football. Currently, I have a couple projects in Nigeria that I'm working on. Hopefully, completing this year by the end of this year, and hopefully launching start of next year or even December. So that's all in the works. Clothing brand will definitely come back because I just love creating like clothes. I just love, you know, the creative aspect of it, not so much like the marketing side of it because it's really difficult to market. But you know, so I have the bar and hotel in Nigeria, which should be live and going in by, you know, Q1 next year. So that's what I'm personally setting up for after football.
Can I just say the last one that I wanted to ask was, I know you are at the back end of your career, but is there ever a chance you could head over to another country and finish off your career away from England?
No,
Really?
I'm tired, man.
Really?
Yeah, no.
Head over to Gibraltar or somewhere nice like that.
No. I'm not tired. Any managers considering signing me for future, I'm not tired. I was joking. No, I don't think I'll ever go to another country. I think I'm trying to, you know, sort of see it out here, enjoy it here,
Of course.
and you know, savor it. You know, sort of like sign and seal it. Do you know what I mean? You know.
Right. So now we've warmed up. Are you ready to record?
What?
No, absolutely. Of course. It's been an absolute pleasure, Nnamdi.
Oh
long
man, that
overdue.
has flown, hasn't
Yeah,
it?
It's been a
sick.
55 minutes at
Wow,
least.
that's
yeah.
incredible.
But no,
That
thank
has
you so
flown
much.
by.
It's been a
Wow.
pleasure.
No,
so thank you very much. We always end with a handshake on here. Jamie and Nnamdi across the
Jamie.
table.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
And a pleasure as always.
As
Jamie.
always.
Class.
Thank you very much.
Wish you guys all the best, man.
Thank you.
Really, really.